You laugh at me when I say I don't really look so far into the future. Even when I was small, I just go like I was just moving. People are asking me, what do you want to be? Oh, really no idea. So I usually feel I go with what I feel, is happening at that particular point, and I'll try to really look far, but not too far. I know that's not a good thing, but I just move with what I believe is right, especially at that particular moment. And I depend a lot, on prayer and just being able to know what's, looking at what is there, and trying to handle things, as they come. And I guess that's where I've been able to move from, lows to highs. And I don't know if you you read my background, but with that you're able to gain that resilience and not really, because if you plan so much and have those big dreams and they don't happen, I feel like you can really fall and it can really affect you. So I try to, you plan, but you really focus more on the what's happening in the more of the shorter goals and a bit of the long term in terms of now just running maybe the organization. But my own personal life, when I was small, I never really thought I would be here, really. I just knew I would do something that would really impact people's lives, and I knew that I'll be able to do something that at least I'll be able to make a difference in people's lives. I just usually think, and I think a lot about these things. I mean, why am I placed in this world? Is it just to come and live and go? I think it's important to be able to learn how other people, are, and how to just impact their lives so that it's a bit better. It's for me to ensure that where I am, I ensure that people around me are more comfortable, in their space. Are able to achieve maybe what they want to achieve, their dreams. If I'm in a position to make a difference, then well and good. If I'm not, I'll try, and at least I've tried. But I really feel that I can't even explain it, but I really feel that need to really, just reach out and ensure that I'm able to do something, because I've been given that energy. I've been given, the skill set. Why not use it, for the benefit of others as well? If I help myself, yes, I have my family and everything, which I also, work hard to keep happy. But, at the end of the day, it's when you do it with the people around you, the better for the world. Yeah. Yeah, there are some challenges, by the way. But funny enough, I didn't realize that there were challenges until just maybe for the last 4 years in my career history. Because I was a bit oblivious, I have to say I was a bit naive, and that's what my husband usually says, But because I don't really look around and see what's really happening, because I'm so concentrating on whatever I'm doing, at that particular point. But for the last 4 years, it's been a bit challenging, and you come to realize that there are some challenges, especially as a woman, where you're not able to, push, or you're not taken seriously, and especially for a woman who looks, I think not anymore, but I used to look a bit young. I never used to look my age, so you can imagine that impact of going into a room. You're the CEO of an organization, but nobody is trying to listen to what you have to say. You're in a boardroom, maybe saying something, and you think people have heard, but when somebody else says it 10 minutes later, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a good point," and you're like, "Okay, I actually say that," So small little things that you find along the way, and the biggest would be, just sometimes you can find that there's some male chauvinists along the way, and you experience a bit of things that make you uncomfortable. But I have to thank, I think, my parents for raising me as a tough girl. I can be a bit difficult at times, so I usually stand my ground, and sometimes it can be challenging for you in your career. But eventually, I always say, the righteous, always come up, top at the end of the day, because there is a God. I always say there is a God. I always tell people when they try to, pin me down, I always tell them there is a God, and for sure, it all comes, full circle. And you're able to see that, you can't let people or step on them with, just to show them or to try and make them do something that they don't want to do. So, yeah, I believe, there are those challenges that women would face. and sometimes it's sad because some usually give in to some of the demands because there's nothing else that they have for them. But I believe if you stand firm and stand strong, I mean, you'll be able to find a way, and always things open up for you in the future. I think as women, I mean, we need to just be brave, courage, we need to be courageous and stand up. If something is wrong, we need to say it's wrong. If you want a position, go ahead and take it. Yeah? Do not hesitate, elevate, So being able to just rise up to the challenge. If there's something that you've seen and you were like, sometimes we can say, I don't think I have all those qualifications. The man at 60% of those qualifications, will apply for the job, but you want to make sure that you tick every box. No, go for it, because you can do it. You can actually do it, And for me, I think that's what has helped me. In fact, people usually joke, I even see myself bigger than than what I am, and that's what I think has made me achieve, because I'm not scared of saying, yeah, give me this, give me that. I think I deserve this, and I deserve more. And I think that's what has helped me actually to put me to where I am today. And for that, and knowing that I deserve more, I actually even push myself to actually give more. And in the long run, I mean, that works out. So I would encourage also other women, seeing that there is both seen and unseen bias for women, it's important to step up. Reach out, ensure that, you're able to speak out and take your place. Well, yes, the highlights are there. Quite a lot, actually. And for me, it's actually the small little things when somebody comes at the end of the day and says, Angela, thank you so much. You really impacted my life. Like when I put in place, the medical cover for the artists. One was so grateful, and he was like, I was almost dying, and you guys just, gave me paid for me the hospital bills through the insurance, and it worked for me. All those little testimonies are what actually make a difference for me. That's like real touching somebody's life and making a difference there. So, I mean, being able to ensure that we do that, and of course, when I'm given the accolades, I mean, that's really, it moves me, because I'm like, wow, I mean, actually somebody has actually recognized that I'm doing something. In 2015, I got I was a country winner for the CEO Women for the NGOs here, running the Performers' Rights Society of Kenya. I've gotten a few most reputable top 100 in Africa, best, the CEO Women in Africa 100, also top 40 under 40. I mean, those are things that, when you get them, you're like, wow, you feel like I'm actually doing the right thing. So they're good highlights, but for me, most of the more, the highlights, the ones I really feel are the ones that really touch somebody, like directly, So yeah, I guess that would be, of course, just with my life, being able to be accepted, for example, in campus, University of Edinburgh. That course is really difficult to get in, the LLM in intellectual property, and being able to finish and pass and be top of my class, that's a big achievement for me, and those are highlights. I'm like, wow, it's strenuous when you're going through it, but once it's done, you're like, oh, and those are things in life that make me, just keep on moving in my career path and trying to, to do more. Biggest lesson I would say is just learning to be resilient. In life, it's ups and downs for sure. It's not going to be smooth. Nobody should lie to you that their life will just be wow, 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 wow. Even when you see people, especially now with social media, everyone is all flamboyant and bright and everything. But deep down, there are lows and those also have to be featured, and you have to learn how to be resilient. Pick up, dust off, and move and aim to the next big thing. So that for me has been, a very big lesson, that in life, people also will try to put you down for sure, especially when they see you really rising, and they'll try their best to speak ill maybe about you, or just try and just bring you down basically. So it's up to you to prove to them that you're here, you know what you're doing, you're the right person, you're able to push on and deliver on what it is that you're set to deliver. So yeah, be resilient. Well, first I would say yes, you'll definitely make it. Yes, just keep the path, don't look for shortcuts, just try and push on step by step. You'll be able to reach to where you have to reach. There'll be hurdles along the way, yeah. As I said before, dust off, keep on going, push, and of course try and be your best, put in the time, put in the hard work. As we said, you can look at, you can be, driven away from all this is happening on social media, but you have to really focus on what it is you want to do and what you're passionate mostly about. And once you identify that, then it becomes automatic in how much you'll be able to do in that particular space. If it's business, go ahead, be the entrepreneur that you can be, the best that you can be, and just push on, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it, yeah.